welcome. It's a beautiful day. Hit that like button up, good people. When I tell you the day is beautiful, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Champagne sloppy. Oh my goodness. Lucian Grainge, the Universal Music Group CEO, came out and gave his declaration letter Thursday night to the Southern District of New York. He says Drake accusations that UMG, the parent label to where the both Kendrick and Drake are for, defamed him and damaged his career makes no sense due to the fact that the company that I run, Universal Music Group, has invested hundreds of millions of dollars into Drake, including a long-standing and critical financial support for his recording career, the purchase and ownership of the bulk of his recording catalog, and the purchase of his music publishing rights. Boom! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That line right there just confirmed everything that I've said about Champagne Sloppy. This is why he's mad. This is why Sloppy's so mad at me. Because I was right all along, Sloppy. That's why you're mad. Champagne Sloppy is so mad at me because he cannot fathom, how did I know that? How does this guy know about my contract? How does he know that I'm gonna go broke? How does he know? I didn't have all the money I was pretending that I had. And now they don't want to give me the same amount of money for the re-up. And it's all because of Kendrick. And it's them. No, Sloppy. He just confirmed exactly what I said. This is why you're on tour for damn near a year. This is why that whole tour he had before, for All My Dogs tour, he was gone for about a whole year, back-to-back tours. And everybody was like, this is crazy. You got a $400 million deal. What you doing on tour this long for? Oh, you know why he on tour that long? Because he gotta be. That's the way he gotta get his money. Because he gotta split everything. See, Champagne Sloppy don't want to tell you what he really gotta do. You in that 360 deal, buddy. Yes, sir. Tell him about that 360. That 360 slam dunk. See, I done seen the papers. You know, the papers. I done seen the papers. I done seen the files. I already know. You in a 360 deal and trying to pretend like you ain't. You want to see K-Dot deal because you want to know how he don't have that deal. I want to know what kind of deal he got. Well, let me tell you what kind of deal he got. A non-360. You're signed to UMG's label, which is Republic. You got the same deal the Luican got. Y'all got the same deal. So your likeness rights, your music, your appearance, your apparel, UMG gets all of that till they recoup. You signed a $400 million deal Let me explain to you how that works, Sloppy, because you might not know how that really works for you. Well, it don't work for you, it works against you. You think they're giving you that money because you're worth that much of your new work. Foolish boy. No. You're getting that 400 million because you've already acquired more than that in your earnings from your past catalog. You think they would just give you 400 million and hope you could sell more records in the future? Boy, you really don't know how this works, do you? For my fantasy football draft, no, I will not be going live for that. I got to focus. Now, Champagne Sloppy. Sloppy Julappy. What you doing out here, boy? You really got this messed up. Is that new, Chris? He got this whole game twisted. Sloppy is upset because nothing he's doing has worked. It's not going in this way, and he don't know why. He can't figure it out because he don't know how to take a loss. That's your problem, Sloppy. You don't know how to take a loss, and because you don't know how to take a loss, you're going to make a greater loss for yourself. Lucian just said they own a bulk of your recording catalog, which means that they own everything up until from your catalog into Scorpion. When you did your deal in 2022 and re-up, they have the large majority bulk. Certified Lover Boy, you own your catalog on those and all the new materials. They still get a piece, but you own your catalog on those. You don't own the catalog for Scorpion. You don't own the catalog for Take Care. You don't own none of your albums previous. That all belongs to UMG. Why? Because they bought it off Birdman. They got Nicki Minaj too. And they got Lil Wayne. So they bought it off the guy who owns y'all. Because you was signed to a nigga that was signed that said he was signed to that. Show me your money. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. And you the one talking about drop a 50. Drop a 50? Okay. You want to talk about splits? I'll make sure I double back with you, homie. So already they saying, why would we sabotage Drake when we make more money off this fool than we do with Kendrick Lamar? Let me tell you something, Sloppy, since you want to know what's in his contract so bad. Let me tell you what's in the contract, dummy. He has a licensing deal. They just distribute the product from Interscope. He owns PG Lane. That's his label on its own. And he has a licensing deal with Interscope. You look up a licensing deal, Champagne Sloppy, and you see how that works. He didn't take $400 million of of his own money that they're going to pay him. No, he didn't do that. He said, no, I'm going to start my own label on my own dime. I'm going to give a licensing deal with Interscope for like 10%. So I'm still getting 70 to 60% of the revenue off my own album. I'll pay UMG to distribute it for me. They'll get a percentage for distribution. I'm going to make a lion's share on my album. So to every record sold, I'm making like 70%. Every record sold from UMG, Drake, you don't get $1. You get less than 10%. He's getting 70% per record sold. So when I said he's going to make the most money off GNX than anybody in the history of this game, off album sales alone, I wasn't bullshitting. And now you see that I'm not, and UMG and Lucian Grainge has just explained it to you, dummy. Why would they sabotage you when they make more money off you? You the one that got signed to the bad deal. And you gonna have to tour to 2035 if you think you finna bounce back. They own you. They don't own Kendrick. That's the difference, fool. And you thought you were smart because you wearing glasses? You wearing glasses because you can't see. And it's obvious you can't see. That's why you in the predicament you in. You couldn't see. What did I miss? You missed your ass getting whooped. What did I miss? Super Bowl. What did I miss? Grammys. What did I miss? World tour, stadium tour sold out. That's what you missed. Getting dogged out in your own town. That's what you missed. Sloppy. What did I miss? You delusional. That's what you missed. Put out that as your lead single. I'm coming back. My lead single is What Did I Miss? Because I didn't miss nothing, right? It's like, they're going to be, yeah. So y'all tell me, y'all my crew. Come on, OVO. I need everybody. Right now, I need everybody. Y'all come on in. Come on, OVO. Y'all tell me, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? I need to know. They're going to be, the people going to say you kind of missed the fact that you crazy, B. Dude smoked you. He straight smoked you, son. That's what you missed. How did you miss that? Well, you have to understand that Drake is doing a last gas because, in fact, Lucian Grainge said he never even heard of Not Like Us or saw the cover art for the music video until they were released by Interscope. And while Lucian Grainge has financial oversight of the responsibilities of UMG Global Business, the proposition that he was involved in it is much less responsible for reviewing and approving the content of Not Like Us. Sloppy is just afraid to admit he was outmaneuvered, he was outplayed for a battle that he wanted. You wanted this. You wanted this battle. I was the one that told you, don't battle him. I told you not to do it. I said focus on Ross, but I'm like, well, if you must got something in the vault. Because you want to keep going down the road, cool. You got something in the vault, let it go. I told you this. You didn't respond, but I told you. You saw it. You got mad because people said you lost. Once you heard me say you lost, you attacked my page. Talking about harassing and bullying. Are you crazy? I've harassed you, Sloppy. He's harassing and bullying me. Am I bullying you, Sloppy? You should have stayed what I told you on Rick Ross, Future, Metro Booming. You can out-rap them. You keep your beef there. When you go at Dot, you just open Pandora's box. And all hell is going to break loose. Now, why do they keep saying with these narratives, he's going to lose? This is a lawsuit he can't win because it's frivolous. But it shows you how desperate he is to try to get a win. This is how desperate he is, that he would stoop so low as to try to pull everybody into his bullshit. He's trying to pull everybody in. Lucian Grainge, with that line, just told you, you got a 360 deal, fool. Kendrick's deal ain't hard to figure out. He has a licensing deal. A licensing deal with Interscope. That's it. You signed your life away for money because you got gambling problems. You got all kind of problems on your head, Sloppy. Bad with money. Whole house. You got all these matches. All this stuff costs money. And I told you, your success is only contingent on your success as an artist. When you're not popping no more, it's going to affect your businesses. I told you that, and you thought I was bullshitting. Running around with these doggone gaming bloggers, unless you planning on being one, don't nobody care. Don't the people that listen to you don't watch Aiden Ross? Who the hell listens to Aiden Ross that's grown? We don't care about no Aiden Ross. What are you going to have next, Mr. Beast? Can you guess, in these 500 balloons, which one is Drake's new album? We're going to get 500 different people from different areas, and they're all going to pop a balloon, and you got to guess which one inside the balloon has Drake's album. Like, what are we doing here? That's what I'm saying, man. Champagne Sloppy is done. Sloppy time is over. You had your run Now you got to step to the side and let real people come back in here and handle it the way it's supposed to be handled. You're a disgrace to the music industry. People are ashamed of you. The people that used to support you and used to stand by you, they can't stand you. I don't blame them. Standing next to this man is like the most toxic human being ever. This dude is like super toxic for no reason. Yeah. I know. Mm-hmm. And that's why they go down. Champagne sloppy. Everybody has fatigue of him. He's his own opposition. He signed a 360 deal. So they own his catalog all the way up to Scorpion. I told y'all that. Drake got his catalog, that the ones that he's got now, that he's on Republic, he gets his masters and everything back for those. He owns a large majority of the new stuff he's putting out, the stuff that ain't selling. All his old stuff that Universal had because of Birdman, they own those masters. All of his old, the bulk of his material. So this is what he just revealed in the declaration. And this is why he said, Drake, you sure you want to go down this road? Because it's not going to make sense, because we make more money off you. I said this a long time ago before it was a lawsuit. When his album tried to come out, they pressed pause on that. It's like, dude, you got to wait till K-Dot finish this run for you drop it. And Drake thought he could just put music out whenever he wants. Plot twist. No, the plot twist is your dumb ass is under contract. And that ain't no plot twist. That's what it is. They own them forever. Mm-hmm. Yep. All the way. There's more money off the old, and he still gets less than his best work. And he was greedy and short-sighted. Pretty much. You see, the problem with Champagne Sloppy is he believes that in his all fairness, he believes in this stupid, incredible just delusion of grandeur that he has about himself, that he's still that guy. You know, he feels I got the women, so I'm all good. You're not all good if you're not all good, boy. And this is what we've been trying to tell you, Sloppy. You're not good. You in a bad spot. You in a bad spot, Sloppy. Champagne Sloppy. Oh, of course. We know that's the case. Oh, because Lucian put him in that situation. Lucian said, it is what it is. Mm, look at that. Let's take a look at Sloppy's demise. Because we tried to be nice to old Sloppy Jalopy, but he don't want nice. Drake fails to meet his burden to show that Sir Lucian has documents that are both relevant and non-cumulative. As an initial matter, Sir Lucian has at most only minimal relevance to the action. As Sir Lucian explains, because he runs a publicly traded multi-billion-dollar multinational corporation, he does not get into the weeds of the release and the promotions of particular sound recordings. So they wanted to bring that to the light as they keep trying to point out that this is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. See, like they said, he never heard none of this stuff about Not Like Us. Right. The fact I handle this is Lucian Grainge. I'm handling major things that's happening around the music industry. You think I got time to sit around and care about what's going on in the rap battle when I'm getting paid off all of it? Of course he's loving Not Like Us. I didn't know a bot told me to like Not Like Us. From the moment the song was released, I was late to the action. About time that song released, it was an international bomb. It came out the night I tore my knee up and playing basketball. And that Saturday night, I just tore my knee up playing basketball. I come home and that song drops and all hell breaks loose. Mm-hmm. That's because what you... Mm-hmm. So who should I take in the first pick of the fantasy draft? Oh, they tell you right here. Drake's attempt to show Sir Lucian's relevance are so strained that they defy credibility or credulity, which is the same thing. Drake cites to his own information and beliefs. That's it. This man goes to his own beliefs. Exactly. He's stuck. And that's what I keep telling you. He is stuck in his own mind. This dude is stuck to his own beliefs and his own everything. Mm-hmm. I tell you, some people, they just don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. No, sloppy has always been that way. As it's showing you clearly right here where sloppy mistakes are. Allegations that he was involved in the publication of Not Like Us and played a key role in approving the publication or failing to prevent the publication of the music video. But these allegations do not plead that Sir Lucian necessarily did anything at all. Mm-hmm. They are unaccompanied. Unaccompanied. Mm-hmm. By any facts, thus amount of nothing more than mere speculation. What does nothing to show that, which does nothing to show that Lucian Grainge, likely or non-cumulative, relevant documents, even given his sworn declaration to the situations. Drake's reliance on these allegations is rendered even more ridiculous by his assertion that since the filing of the AC plaintiff now allows, he has reason to believe that Grainge was personally involved in decisions made regarding the marketing and promotion of the recording around its release. If Drake has facts that he believes substantially and substantiates all of this from his bald assertions. They said that Sir Lucian briefly praised Drake on his earnings call in 2022 also lacks any connection to potential relevant documents, nor does Drake even attempt to explain how his motion is supported by the fact that Sir Lucian wrote in the introduction to UMG's code of conduct that we are accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves. And Drake's reliance on portions of the code of conduct that he implemently concedes Sir Lucian did not write is even further afield. Likewise, Sir Lucian's denial of false allegations related to Sean Combs, the alleged impact of the competition between record labels on Interscope CEO and Drake's legal demands, provided no indication at all that Sir Lucian has relevant documents. Particularly strange and petty is Drake's assertion that Sir Lucian should be added as a custodian because he celebrated a Grammy win by Kendrick Lamar, one of UMG's artists, something that is obviously irrelevant, but that surely annoyed Drake. Sloppy is mad. He mad at everybody. If you celebrated Kendrick Lamar, you were a problem to him. If you cheered Not Like Us, if you said Not Like Us was great, Not Like Us was the best thing that came out, oh, he mad. Sloppy mad. Sloppy big mad. That's nobody's fault but Sloppy. That has nothing to do with anybody here. This is why I keep trying to tell people all the time. You have to learn how to get yourself in position. If you're not, you will fail. Oh, Sloppy. He big mad. Sloppy big mad. Yeah, he pissed. He's pissed because ain't nothing he could do. He created this situation. Sloppy created the situation that everybody else is just reacting to. You created it. Even the ones that backed you are. They disgusted with what you're doing and how you're handling the situation. Mm-mm-mm. No, they made those assumptions. Mm-hmm. No, people are having their own reactions. But this is why I'm trying to tell you that people are just disgusted with how he's been handling himself. That asking for the paternity test in the lawsuit, like everything he's doing is it's like we got to take Drake out of hip hop. That's how everybody's saying. They're talking about not even reviewing your album. They can't even defend his behavior anymore. When he gets to that point where they're like, we can't even defend you no more, dog. Mm-hmm. Nobody is feeling what he did, bro. And now there's footage of you, Sloppy. There's footage of you trying to kiss Lil Wayne's daughter. Oh yeah. Let me see.
Watch this video. Watch this little clip right here. Check this out.
He has a bathtub that is literally the size of this room. And it's
She talking about Drake. He has a bathtub. It literally the size of this room.
gigantic and so dope. I was like sitting in it. I was like, can I just lay here and like chill?
I even found some footage of this exact Drake Memorial Day party where you can tell that the women in attendance, to me, don't really look like grown women. I mean, come on, guys. Like, I'm a fair man, but like, I'm not even assuming here. Like, these are clearly teenagers, right?
That's your homie. That's your road dog. Now that's your road dog. Now, if I know you have a 360 deal, and your deal was structured very poorly, you just took the money and like I got $400 million. We looked at the equivalent of your career. And when you look at the equivalent of your career, it breaks down to a very weird connection. You have a lot of weird investments that is contingent on a lot of different factoids that other people weren't like paying attention to. But I'll expose it to the world right now. What are you looking at? These are Drake businesses, right? Drake owns Bull Rider, Toronto-based cannabis company, right? He refuses to name his stake in the company. That was in 2021. He got Network. Right? He's got Network into the situation. Mm-hmm. 100 Thieves. That's based on gaming content. It's sports, clothing. You got other investors that raised 25 million. Players Lounge, that's for gambling platform like Stake. He's got live streaming video commerce with Network. More Life Growth Company, that's a Toronto-based joint venture, another cannabis company. Daring Foods, it's a plant-based chicken company in LA. He's with the investors for about 40 million. That was in 2021. Wealth Simple, these Toronto-based management service. Then he has Overtime, this New York-based online sports platform where investors raised like 80 million in like 2021. Status Pro was an LA-based sports technology company. Omni, which is a San Francisco-based online rental marketplace. So it's a situation where people need to figure out what it is that they're actually getting ready to do, because this is going to be something here that's going to crack the mold. So you're going to want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Drake is somebody who's in the grease. Yeah, well, when you're not connected to anything real and you put yourself in a predicament where you're the bad guy, guess what, bad guy? They're ready for you. They're ready for you. There's not going to be a lot standing. when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. Now, what I tried to show you guys is that all of that is contingent on sloppy. That's not to mention his shell companies named Silent Policy. Drake is known for putting shell companies together. And putting these shell companies together for what purpose? That's what everybody need to ask themselves. What is the purpose of these shell companies? What are their real purpose? Oh yeah, Sloppy's in the grease. He's in the grease, and he gonna have to find some wiggle room to get himself out. But right now, that boy in the grease, and the grease is hot. That grease is hot, buddy. It's sizzling and popping. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't care about what they talking about over there. That's not something that impresses me. But when you start seeing sloppy and you start seeing stuff like this, Silent Policy, Drake's company, they say it's terminated. It's a shell company. And this guy's like, why did Drake start their shell company called Silent Policy? What was that about? You see, not like us come out and make them have to reroute everything. They got to move stuff around now. Ain't nobody safe. "10 seconds. It is draft time." All right, we are draft live. And Jamar Chase is the first pick in our draft. Well, you want to talk about crazy? That is crazy. If they screw up and let me get to the top picks. Yeah. Well, it all depends. Look at John. John, you screwed up. They gave you the number one pick in our draft, too. Oh, my God. And you just took Jamar Chase with the first pick? That was foolish. You lucky I picked 12th. We got a 20-man league. We play we got divisions. We got the whole nine. We play a real fantasy football. We got a real league here, buddy. Who should I draft at number one? It was not Jamar Chase. I'm not finna get McCaffrey. Derrick Henry gone. I knew that. They took CeeDee Lamb. All right, it's coming to me. We'll see how it turns out. But anyway, I need to focus on this draft. Hidden Hills is a suspect ass name in the first place. That's funny. Hidden Hills is a suspect place to begin with. No, but see, here's the problem. When you're dealing with people like, Christian McCaffrey was just taken. All right. Well, when you look at people who have a disdain for how situations should go and be determined, it's not going to be an easy fixing. It's going to be real difficult, especially when you want to get the best of the best. That's the name of the game. You want to get the best of the best. And when you're not receiving that or you're not getting that, you're pretty much putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're not rising to the occasion like many people think you should. And he's just making a fool of himself because now you're pissing off content creators. And content creators are the people that even when they review your music, they are promoting it for you. So now they're like, we don't even want you to, it's my pick. Thank God, man. Somebody said something in the chat. That was you, New Chris. Good thing you said something. I was waiting like, man, it's going to be my pick soon. Man, I almost missed my pick. See, when you at this low in the draft pool, you got to really know football for you to have a decent team. No, because you got to look at it. You see, Sloppy put himself in that position. He put himself in a position where people saw him in a light that he wanted you to see him as. Look at this. Big Kish.
This is how What's the Dirt was finding stuff that nobody was finding. He was finding that this is how he got his name known. But he stopped. He stopped breaking the joints down. He stopped breaking it down. Pause. He stopped breaking the videos down. He stopped.
And when he talks about wine coolers, he's talking about shit like this. Following up on the previous line.
Look at this vid. Look at this footage. Look at this footage. He got the foot. He found the footage. He got the footage, y'all. He found the footage. Look at this. And these are the I think this might be Calabasas or something. Is it?
Champagne
Nah,
sloppy.
I don't know. But yeah, he was fun, man. He was finding all the footage, bro. He was finding it. But yeah, it's the video is not it's not it's not private. Next up, y'all, I made a video elaborating on No Life Shack and Jalopy Bungus. It looked like they pieced it up, y'all. It looked like they done pieced it up. It looked like they pieced it up, y'all. So yesterday, No Life Shack came out and said, "Look, man, y'all better leave Drake alone, man." You know what I'm saying? Y'all know damn well y'all gonna be reacting to that Iceman album. You know what I'm saying? But so No Life Shack say, "Oh shit, oh shit, bro thought my tweet was about him. Why would I subtweet you, Jalopy? My tweet was a general tweet, gang." So No Life Shack was responding to nobody. That's what he's saying. I wasn't responding to your video. I was just saying, y'all know y'all not gonna boycott that Drake joint.
Now, here's the thing. If everybody's finna do a boycott, I'm with it. If everybody finna boycott Champagne Sloppy, I'm down. But we need to get together and say this is what we gonna do. Because if we finna boycott, then we all for it. Mm. See, the only problem in that scenario to me is that when you come around the block, oh man, HD missed the draft? That's crazy. Come on, Final Frontier, you stuck. They don't know which way to go. They don't know the directions. I've always been like on top of what I normally do is when I say like, what's the game and what guys want to do as far as like, as far as sloppy and how that's going with him. You want to make sure you putting your best foot forward. You want to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. When you see what's happening with Champagne Sloppy, it's not an accident, bro. None of it is.
problems, but chain one. Hit me. Next story. Check this out, y'all. They caught Drake on stage leaning in for a kiss from Lil Wayne's daughter, Reginae, yanking away from that creep. Boy tried to lean in twice to kiss Reginae. Y'all let me know. Is we finished or are we done? Did he try to lean in for a kiss? Or is this person or is a certified boogeyman reaching? Y'all let me know. So Drake is the new R. Kelly or something. What preschool did it? Let's see if they did. Y'all know how we gonna slow. Y'all know we gonna slow motion it. Y'all know we gonna slow it down. I just dissed you. Did Drake lean in for a kiss for Reginae? Okay, here we go. Let's see. So remember, I told y'all, I say this every video. Drake is obsessed with people's shoulders. He got his hand around the shoulder, right? Okay, let's see if he leaning for a kiss. Let's see. Uh-oh. Certified boogeyman is not reaching. Drake leaning in for that kiss, y'all. Drake tried to kiss Lil Wayne's daughter. Twice. So that's one. They said twice. That's one. Okay. He got rejected. She yanked away. Or because they performing. Why do this lady, whoever this is, I don't know if that's Nicki Minaj or not, why does she got to turn around and talk to him? She's turning around saying something to him. Like, what are you doing? She explaining something to, what are you doing? And he tried to do it again. And she yanking away. Oh. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I'm telling you, this behavior about to start being more exposed.
And Big Kish brought that out. Now allow me to expand. I've already talked about that. Talked about that a year ago. And these are the things we talk about when we talk about these endeavors. You know what I'm saying? When we start talking about these endeavors, we start looking at how things are going to play out and where people should put them and where, situations are and where they should be. Already spoke on all this. See, Drake issued an apology and tried to throw Lil Wayne under the bus. Like, it was not my idea to perform these songs. I didn't want to have nothing. I didn't have nothing to do with it. We talked about his cringy performances. We talked about all of that. The whole nine. Drake performing and his cringy performance with these little kids. He had to apologize for that. Because not for the little kiss on stage thing. He had to, because they were saying some of the most egregious lyrics in the song and singing that on stage with little kids. So back then, BET, they had, standards. So back then they was, this does not fly here. Yeah, they wasn't going for that. I'm finna have a bad fantasy football season, buddy. a real bad one. I just got to take table scraps all year, this whole season down the drain, but it's going to be hard for somebody that picked in the middle of the draft. I'll be like, man, why are they randomly screwing me over? Well, who's my QB? I haven't even gotten there yet. Patrick Mahomes is still on the board. Caleb Williams might be my QB. We gonna bet out, baby. Drake didn't even write best I ever had. I believe you. I don't think he bought. I doubt everything in his pen game right now. So he had to apologize to BET for those for bringing the girls on stage and everything, but he claimed like it was Lil Wayne's idea, like, and everybody else he was not okay with it. I got to start grabbing wideouts before they start flying out of here. Well, trying to think, should I get a quarterback or should I get a wideout? It's a hard decision right now. He said the video don't lie. Let Drake do that to your door. Man, I would never take Zay Flowers after what he did. I should take a QB. Devontae Adams is with the Rams now. You gonna be a crybaby over there, huh? Calvin Ridley, is he still got something left in the tank? I don't know. I think I'd probably go with a quarterback this round. Unless there's a major quarterback I really need. I got 2 picks. Yeah, well, you always want to make sure that you're doing the very best you can out there. I got Patrick Mahomes, somebody I should have never drafted ever in life. No, this season is going down the drain. I should have just took Dak Prescott. Almost all the QBs available. Everybody know what they're doing here. We don't draft quarterbacks usually this early. I was supposed to take a wide out, but I figured in the wide out department, I'm gonna be all right. I think I know how to maneuver with the wide out. So let me get Patrick Mahomes now, and I can build on that. Somebody just took Baker Mayfield. Yeah, it was either Baker or him, but I was like, nah, I already got a Bucks player. I'm not trying to do that again. And I hate Mahomes. If Lamar Jackson was on there, Lamar Jackson was gone early. He was gone early. If he was even a thought on the page, I had him. Now the wideouts are starting to disappear. I can't trust Pickens with Dallas. I just can't. Now, Pickens was good last year, but he wasn't on Dallas. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. Smith ain't going to be getting a lot of touchdowns and a lot of touches. So, yeah, I screwed up there with the quarterbacks. I should have just waited. Mahomes is not going to have that kind of season. Everybody thinking he going to have. I mean, we kind of flowing through this thing so far. You know, we 3 picks in. We in the 3rd round. I'm just glad we getting somewhere. Come on, man. What's this? You don't have your audio on. This is what I hate, when people are actually in the chat. I mean, in the thing and can't make a pick. No, that was key to see that happen. Oh, people are ready to shut Drake off completely.
The craziest thing about the whole beef is that this would have went completely different had Drake not mentioned Whitney on push-ups. Kendrick warned Drake not once but twice on Euphoria, and honestly, Euphoria does not get enough recognition for being an absolute prophecy. I'm actually still mad that they did not submit Euphoria for a Grammy.
Yo, this is sad, bro. So if you haven't been paying attention, Drake's legal team is reportedly requesting documents on allegations of DV and V against women by Kendrick Lamar. They are also seeking all documents regarding Dave Free's relationship with Kendrick Lamar and his children. Keep it a buck. Drake, the more that you keep trying to do this, the more of a sore loser you look. Loser. Leave the past in the past, bro. You lost. We are in 2025. You over here like, yo, no, this is why I won the beef, guys. I'm going to find it out right now. No, I'm telling the truth. When in reality, people don't care, bro. They've already moved on. You doing this just proves that all of these comments live in your mind rent free. Just let it go, bro. You had the opportunity to do this in the moment. And the fact that you're having a legal team do it is like, bro, looking back at how everything played out, Everything that Kendrick said about Drake was not true at all. It was the way that he sold it. It was his confidence. It was his charisma. And people rode behind that. Drake, you went into this beef with straight insecurity, and then you tried to sell it as if you ensnared him into a 4D chess trap, when in reality, we knew that that was not the case. Your responses to his claims were weak. You were shaky. Even if Kendrick was saying things that wasn't true about you, he said it with confidence, and that's what sold it at the end of the day, bro. Just take the L in peace and move forward, or else you're going to be enslaved to this forever. Other than that, though, let me know your thoughts. I'm curious.
From the moment that Drake lost this rap battle with Kendrick, he's been showing more and more about how so not the culture he is. In part of his new, legal pursuit against UMG and Kendrick, clearly Kendrick, because a lot of you kept saying it's UMG. Drake is asking the courts to, force UMG to provide documentations pertaining to, Day Free, who is Kendrick's, long-time collaborator, manager, creative director, all the sort of things. Their relationship between Kendrick and his children, in essence, is asking the courts to force them to take a paternity test to prove whose children that is. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. How you bringing children into a lawsuit because you lost a rap beef? A rap beef, mind you, that you ensued. Drop. And now you're forcing the courts to provide paternity tests of whose kids that is.
Diabolical. Look at
This is
him.
who you people are championing. This is who you people are championing as, the king of rap.
They don't care
In
about
this
your
industry,
sloppy.
It's nothing without Drake on top. Look at his antic. Look at his behavior.
Yep.
In all the documents, he also asked for communication to prove that Pusha T was censored. In other words, if you censored Pusha T, why didn't you censor Kendrick when he was going at me? This lawsuit is just a clear indication of how low Drake will stoop to find a win in anything.
Yep.
He lost the rap beef and he said, I'm going to try and win in courts, no matter how dirty and low I look. This is just shameful. This is shameful.
I usually mind my business, y'all, but Drake stands trying to spin this lawsuit like he didn't sue because he lost the rap beef. This latest request from the judge proves that Drake is not a martyr. Drake don't give a fuck about the labels using the artists. He don't care about, the labels be doing underhanded tech. This shit ain't about none of that. His latest request just proves he's bad. He got spanked. That is literally it. He got spanked. Point blank period. Like, I don't understand how y'all keep trying to make this shit out to be like Drake some kind of martyr, bro. Like, nigga, how you requesting all documents or all communication between Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar from 2019? Nigga, the rap beef was in 2024. So you want 6 years of communication between Kendrick and Dave Free. What the fuck does that have to do with you losing the rap beef? Like, what the fuck does that have to do with UMG underhanding Drake, allegedly? Which they didn't. Drake was just fucking cocky and went into the rap beef thinking that he was gonna push Kendrick away like he was nothing. And it didn't turn out how he wanted. So now he's in court suing like a bitch. Nothing y'all can say to me will prove that Drake actually cares about other artists getting used by labels and this, that, and the other. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a goddamn fuck. And y'all keep trying to make it like Drake's some fucking victim. Nah, buddy. You begged that man to drop, and then when he dropped, you lost the beef. And now you suing, trying to pretend that you unbothered by it, trying to pretend. Like, bro, we seen them throwing shit at you on the stage. That ain't never happened before. The people really genuinely don't fuck with you no more, and you can't accept the fact that you lost. Go home, Roger. Tired of your ass. The fuck?
I'm not going to BS. We finna get right into it. Drake's legal team has requested UMG to provide our documents for domestic violence allegation involving Kendrick Lamar and our Day Free relationship with him and his children. Now that we got that out the way, yeah. Mind you, this lawsuit is about body and defamation. That's what this lawsuit is originally about. Yet he wants documents and communications related to allegations of domestic violence against women and or other forms of violence committed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. Not only that, because that's not the craziest thing on here, he also wants documents and communication related to Dave Free and his relationship with Kendrick Lamar Duckworth and Kendrick Lamar's children. And we told y'all this whole time that this lawsuit ain't have nothing to do with defamation. It's the fact that he can't take an L and he's trying to prove that he's right as if it's going to change anything. Even going so far to put content creators like Screwface and No Life Shack in this law.
It didn't stop being a rap battle just because Kendrick threw out them allegations. Drake threw out the allegations first. He said Kendrick's kids wasn't his, and he said Kendrick was violent against Whitney. He said that in Family Matters. And he made jokes about it throughout the entire song, and he made jokes about it in Heart Part 6. It only stopped being hip-hop when Drake lost. That's when it decided to be like, oh, these are real allegations. These are hurting my image. Yeah, because you lost the rap battle. You was throwing out slander. Kendrick threw out slander. It is what it is. He's only suing because in the public eye, he lost. Also, the reason why Kendrick's allegations stuck more is because he do hang around a nigga named Baka Not Nice who got a sexual trafficking charge, who was convicted of that. And Drake said it was a holiday when this nigga got released, texting a 14, 50-year-old Millie Bobby Brown at 30. These are things that people can tie together and be like, you know what? That is kind of weird. People love to be like, well, Kendrick rapped about a whole daughter that didn't exist. He was just Drake fed him that information, right? So y'all just we ignore that now. At the end of the day, it was hip hop. Just because people got a magnifying glass on all the weird shit he been doing the last 15 years, it is what it is. They was calling that nigga weird before this battle. Kendrick just happened to make a catchy ass song about the nigga, which won Grammys, and he performed that song at the Super Bowl.
Kendrick Lamar and Rick Ross called Drake a white boy, and he proved them right at every single turn. How much of a loser-ass Karen do you have to be to get the law involved in a rap beef? In Drake's lawsuit against UMG for the diss track Not Like Us, he's requesting documents regarding DV allegations about Kendrick Lamar and requesting paternity tests for Kendrick's children, rumors that he created and spread about Kendrick. Not only that, he's requesting full disclosure of Kendrick's recording contract. This is horrible for hip-hop. Labels will now see musicians as liabilities and rappers won't be able to make the same music they want. Drake is actively destroying the culture, something a certain demographic is known for.
So this is why I call Drake stans hip-hop MAGA. They are delusional. So understand, Drake went into this rap beef. Drake used UMG in order to release his own music, slandering Whitney, slandering Kendrick Lamar, slandering Dave Free. Kendrick responded. In your head, you're saying they paid Kendrick Lamar to do that. That's the reason why he had pre-recorded diss records. Could it be possibly that an artist who makes music, who was engaging in a rap beef, who had weeks to prepare, made multiple songs? Like, y'all struggle with critical thinking. And I saw how you stopped responding to me after saying that I'm uneducated and all of this. I want to know your educational levels, right? Because I'll be calling people stupid. I'm sure that you looked up the ESQ. So let me know your education levels.
Bruh, Drake has hit a new level of soft bitch ass. This lawsuit is just revealing so much. And for me, and I feel like a lot of people like me that still, will give his music a chance. I don't think I can listen to his music no more, knowing he's this soft, he's this much of a bitch. Like, I just cannot. Okay, so for all those that said this lawsuit was only Drake versus the label, right? So y'all try to make Drake some type of martyr, right? Drake a martyr, right? They wanted to make Drake some type of martyr. Oh, he's fighting the system. Okay, I don't know how you make that correlation, but whatever, right? But now it's coming out, yes, this lawsuit has to do with Kendrick, and it's getting dirty because Drake and his legal team is requesting documents from January 1st, 2014 to present of all documents and communications relating to allegations of domestic violence, violence against women, or other forms of violence committed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. He's just by that alone, he's trying to implement Kendrick in something. To request documents of allegations first. Anything credible, because Kendrick has not been arrested for any of this. But he wants the rumors. He wants to know any type of rumors or any type of documents or communications that was talking about it. So it could even be fake. He just wants it, right? To, I guess, build this case against Kendrick. Wow, right? He's also requesting documents from January 1st, 2019 to present, all documents and communications related to Dave Isaac Freely, aka Dave Free, and his relationship to Kendrick Lamar Duckworth and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's children. It's getting nasty. He's trying to imply that, you know, Dave Free is really Kendrick Lamar kid's daddy, right? I say it's getting nasty. He's doing all this in the courtroom, like, just wild, just wild. Just he could just took the loss, bro. Such a bitch ass. He's also requesting documents of all documents and communications relating to the rap feud from August 1st, 2023 to present. So so he's going to go in the courtroom and look at the song, not like look at this song, Judge. Look what he said about me. This is really colonizer talk, dog. He's really finna end a lot of things we love about hip hop with this lawsuit. I truly believe so. I believe, you know, it's so soft, you're so sensitive that, you know, Kendrick hit a chord, but bro, you could have just took the L. You could have just took the L, bro. So yeah, I'm not respecting it. All y'all people that's still trying to hold on to Drake or make him out to be something, we seen it, bro. Like, niggas wasn't lying when we said this lawsuit is just not about the label. That's what everybody kept trying to say. The Aubrey's Angels, they kept trying to say, oh no, it's going after the label. The label's picking on him. And, you know, if the girl doesn't like Drake, I have to not date her. No.
This is the first artist to put rap beef on paperwork, and it's so abnormal. Drake, you started all this, and now you can't take it after you got dissed back. And didn't know that Kendrick was a monster in this rap thing. Kendrick Lamar is a lyrical monster. And now you really know after what you went through in this rap battle. J. Cole is so smart because he's somewhere smoking a cigarette and kicking back because he's not in this. His name is Bennett and he ain't in it. But Drake, that's your fault. And that's why they say if you can't take the heat, then stay out the kitchen. If you poke the bear, you will get 8. You poked the bear and got 8 up. Now you want to backpedal and pull something like this, which is the most cowardly thing.
Not like us saw an increase in streaming numbers on every major platform yesterday. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, I believe, and iTunes as well. And this is coming off the back end of a lot of that information regarding Drake's lawsuit for or about Not Like Us, defaming him, and everything else that comes with that lawsuit. And I want to let you guys know this is going to continue to happen. This is why this lawsuit is so confusing to me. Because for all the Drake fans that hop in the comments and say, oh, he's exposing them and all this, I don't know what you guys think the end result is going to be of this lawsuit. I don't think you guys understand whether this case gets dismissed, whether Drake ends up settling, or whether Drake wins this lawsuit. The results of this battle will remain the same. I don't think that's clicking to you guys. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. It's not clocking to you guys. I don't think you guys could like really understand that and put that in perspective. And I think all the creators are coming out and just being biased against Drake. There's a reason even DJ Academics is speaking out against this lawsuit, saying, I don't agree with this defamation lawsuit. I like defamatory lyrics and diss songs and shit. We champion it all the time in hip hop. Let's say in a hypothetical world, they find out that Kojo, because you guys want me to talk about Kojo so much, right? They find out that Kojo paid for 2 million streams, bots on Spotify or whatever. Hypothetical world, this is what you guys want to be true, right? Let's say in the hypothetical world, they found out Kojo paid for 2 million bots. You know how many opinions that would change? Maybe 2%. Maybe 2%. I keep trying to explain to you guys what took place during the battle, and you guys failed to listen. People did not start liking Not Like Us when they seen it was doing crazy numbers. That's not what happened. Not Like Us dropped in the heat of the biggest rap battle of this generation. In history, actually. I'm standing on that hill, dying on that hill. In history. Kendrick dropped a song called Not Like Us, and everybody stopped what they was doing on that Saturday and tuned into the song and was posting about it. This is before the song even made it to digital streaming platforms. Before it was even on Spotify, Kendrick just tweeted a link to YouTube, and everybody heard that song via YouTube, and we all started making content about it. All of the reactors reacted to it on YouTube. All of the TikTok content creators were reacting to it on TikTok. And everybody on Twitter and Instagram were posting their Twitter and Instagrams about it when it happened live. Nobody was like, oh my God, this song has so many streams. Maybe I should start liking the song. It changes nothing. All this lawsuit is doing is going and making people listen to the song again. It's actually counterproductive.
They say Drake's legal team is requesting UMG to provide docs on a domestic violence allegation in Dave Free's relationship with Kendrick's kids. Quick question, what does this do? See, it was making sense to me when Drake was talking about, ownership, or the rumors was going around about settlements and money, and he wants to get out of this contract. That made some kind of sense to me. I didn't agree with the route of it, but it made some kind of sense. But what does this do? I hope none of the allegations are true, whether it's Drake's or Kendrick's. I don't want any of that to be real, because that's just crazy. But what does this do? How does this help his case? I don't understand that. Is this going to be a see I gotcha type thing, or I don't understand what he wants. Does he want to ruin Kendrick, or I don't know. Where's the unbothered part at? You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. I'm lost.
Good morning, OVOs. Thought it wasn't about Kendrick. What happened? Your corny ass boy is trying to prove his diss track right. He's trying to find any documentation he can find that'll prove that Kendrick Lamar is a woman beater and that Dave Free is the father of one of his kids. I can't wait to see how y'all try to spin this bullshit. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. I'm not about to get excited. I'm not about to do nothing extra because I already know that y'all gonna find a way to move the goalposts for this bullshit too. Saddest shit that ever happened in hip-hop history. A Canadian willingly participated in a battle, got cooked, torched, flambéed, barbecued, and is now suing UMG for defamation. And now he's also added in what his real intentions are, which is to go after Kendrick Lamar and whoever else he can. We bringing children into the situation. I cannot wait to see how y'all defend this shit. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for you OVOs to spin this one around, bro. Move the goalposts for this nigga again. This nigga is officially the corniest nigga in hip-hop history, bro. And the fact that y'all believe this nigga and run with everything he's told y'all is funny as hell, bro. It's funny as hell. Like I said, man, I'm waiting, man. Feel free to hit my comments, OVOs. I can't wait to see how y'all spin this one, bro. I really can't. It's not about Kendrick. It's not about Kendrick. It's about UMG and Lucian and Drake wanting his money and going independent. Drake is a bitch. Yeah, I said it. Drake's a bitch, bro. And y'all look corny campaigning behind this bitch with your OVO pom-poms. Damn shame. Over music, bro. Over battle rap. Drake's a bitch.
Booyah! 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 Don't get no better than that. Don't you agree? Now, everybody could see the mess Sloppy made. Look at you now, Sloppy. Look at you now. You've destroyed everything that you claimed you believed in, Sloppy. You did that. You did that. Tone, are you on crack? Redacted only means that it's lawyer privilege only. That's confidential to the people that's involved. That's why it was redacted. It's not needed for them to know those parts of the contract. It has nothing to do with it, anything in the first place. Sloppy know what time it is. It's over for him.
Cupcake Drake.
The judge in this Drake UMG case just ethered Drake and his whole team. Woo!
The judge was cooking.
Well, now, if you're ready to see how the once Iceman turned Cupcake Man is absolutely cooked right now, as after more info has come out about the lawsuit that he keeps dragging on and on.
I got my TP. I'm just really trying to keep the TP. Got my plasma. As long as I got this on deck, as long as I got the trio on deck.
Now, I ain't gonna say that the judge wasn't cooking UMG. They lawyer, but they lawyer at least had good rebuttals that made the judge think. Now, as for Drake's lawyer, the judge was motherfucking fried rice in his ass.
Well, things have never looked worse for the 40-year-old Mega Karen. Everybody needs to see how the judges are now viewing Lawbreed.
So for anybody that's wondering why this case has not been thrown out by the judge up to this point, dismissed, is because the judge is trying to understand, what am I looking at here? Like with these rap diss records, how can I determine whether or not this is defamation? I have to look at the audience. How is the audience perceiving the music? And unfortunately, there is no universal answer for the audience. Everybody has an individual opinion, especially depending on what side you sit on as far as who you favor in the outcome of the battle. So there is no one answer, right? Which makes it tough, which makes it harder for Ransom to kind of prove that this is meritless.
Well, let's just talk about the song lyrics in the rap battle. there's an argument that they're already incorporated for references, except perhaps one of the tailor-made freestyles, which was notably omitted in the amended complaint by reference. He's saying, yo, how did y'all not talk about the tailor-made? Somehow y'all omitted the tailor-made. Y'all forgot to tell us about the tailor-made freestyle. Why were y'all complaining about freaking Not Like Us, but y'all didn't mention tailor-made?
Although it may well be that the challenge statements are subject to defendant's interpretation, the motion to dismiss must be denied if the communication at issue, taking the words in the ordinary meaning and context, is also susceptible to a defamatory connotation. Meaning, if it's susceptible to a connotation that it's fact and is susceptible to a connotation that it's opinion, the plaintiff wins at the motion to dismiss stage.
Bro, is Gotta Lie be dancing? Gotta Lie be over here dancing. Bruh, the man just said two things in different, he just said two of the same thing in different ways. The question is not to interpret the lyrics like what they mean, it's to interpret the lyrics by what they mean in other words. Yo, if I read this, if I was Drake and I read this right here, if I was Drake and I read this right here, I'm like, y'all just doing anything with my goddamn money. He said two of the same thing and tried to reword it. The question, though, is not what a reasonable listener would have interpreted the lyrics to mean. The question is whether a reasonable listener could have interpreted the lyrics to mean in other words. Just doing anything with my goddamn money. Just say anything with my money. Do anything. Just take my...
So he's basically trying to say, if anybody in the world could perhaps come to the conclusion that these are true statements about Drake, then we need to move forward. This can't be dismissed. That's Drake's lawyer.
I'd have to throw a tissue at the lawyer right there.
So the judge says, hey, in these other Court of Appeals decisions, they didn't use such language as could or is susceptible. Judge says that's not the type of language we use around these parts. Gottlieb comes back. So, Your Honor, judge cuts him off.
The court, I take you. They cut him off. Wait, did they cut him off? Hold on.
You see it here.
So, Your Honor, hey, shut up. I'm talking here.
I take you that Davis definitively throws a wrench in the argument, but there seems to be some tension. How do I reconcile that tension? Look at the way that the judge is talking to Gottlieb versus the way the judge was positioning their questions to Ransom. That's all I can say. Gottlieb says, so to make this easy, we don't challenge that the court can take notice of the fact that lyrics exist in a song out in the world.
The question is how one interprets those lyrics and what meaning is given to those lyrics in the context of evaluating the rap battle. Okay. Similarly, of course, we don't challenge that there was a rap battle. All right. We plead that in our complaint. Okay. Just listen to me. What we take issue with is UMG using lyrics to draw inferences about what reasonable listeners and reasonable viewers would have understood about the song in question. That is where the argument strays from what is permissible under the court's judicial notice authority. And it also strays. The court, stop. Stop.
Once again, he gets cut the fuck off. Judge says,
once the lyrics are in the evidence, then of course I draw inference from them.
They're in evidence. They've been judicially noticed. The lyrics exist.
So she corrects him again and says, hey, y'all wanted to introduce lyrics. Lyrics have been submitted. So now I can draw inference to them. I can take them all into consideration. They're in evidence.
They have meaning. They have meaning that they have. Their words. And I don't understand your argument that I could take judicial notice of a song lyric, but I'm not allowed to consider what the lyrics mean. Excuse me?
You basically saying that the judge shouldn't even think.
Oh, let me read that again. And I don't understand your argument that I could take judicial notice of a song lyric, but I'm not allowed to consider what the lyric means or says? Huh? Judge is cooking right now. Stop.
Mr. Gottlieb, because at the pleading stage, the court is not allowed to make inferences against the plaintiff. The court is required to draw all reasonable factual inferences in plaintiff's favor, and the court's not allowed to take materials from outside of the complaint and use it to discredit or undermine or question the allegations that have been plausible alleged in the complaint. And I think this argument around context this is an important example so far.
Once again, the judge cuts the fuck in. Rule 201 allows me to take judicial notice at any stage of the proceedings. She comes in and corrects him.
So he's saying that you're not supposed to go against what we saying, basically. Like, we telling you that Not Like Us is defamatory. You don't try to find out tailor-made is the reason why Kendrick Lamar probably made Not Like Us. You got to ignore tailor-made because we are the plaintiff. The court does not go against the person that's the plaintiff. You're not supposed to freaking grill us, supposed to grill UMG. Why are you grilling us, right? Why are you grilling us for?
The court. Let me go back because we're addressing the various inferences that can be drawn from lyrics. Ew. Bro, go back to Degrassi, bro. Just go back to Degrassi. That's when you was really heat. I'm gonna keep it real. Go back to Jimmy. Let's write something. He got some sort of surgery, some sort of new surgery. He can walk now. You feel me? Go ahead, go make another season of that. And go make the Degrassi movie, man.
Let me go back because we were addressing the various inferences that can be drawn from the lyrics. Remember, the judge said, let's focus on the lyrics. And one question I have for you is, do I have to draw an inference from the lyrics? Don't they speak plainly? So, for example,
let's go back to the tailor-made freestyle lyric.
So the judge says, hold on, you keep talking around. Let's get back to tailor-made freestyle, please. You didn't answer nothing about that.
All right, so let's run it back real quick. Let's run it back. So, for example, let's go back to the tailor-made freestyle lyric, which is, talk about them like girls, that's a gift from me. And then the context with the AI voice of Tupac, it's clear. Yo, and in context with the AI voice of Tupac,
which is, talk about him liking young girls, that's a gift from me. And in the context with the AI voice of Tupac, is clearly one you can clearly read it.
To be a goad from Drake to Kendrick as part of their back and forth in the rap battle, to bring up rumors regarding pedophilia and Drake.
What would be the inference that would be favorable to the plaintiff of that line, other than the one I just forwarded? Ether. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
The judge said, hold on, homie. Let's go back to tailor-made when he said that. He introduced it. What other meaning am I to derive from the words out of Drake's mouth? Please tell me if you have one. Gottlieb says, well, Your Honor, she cuts his ass off again. What would be the inference that would be favorable to plaintiff of that line, other than the one that I've just put forward?
Gottlieb said, well, Your Honor, shut your ass up, Gottlieb. Huh? Gottlieb, well, Your Honor, shut your ass up. I ain't done talking yet, boy. What would be the inference that would be favorable for the plaintiff of that line, other than the one that I've just put forward? Gottlieb, stop with all the shenanigans. You up there dancing. Stop being all you up there dancing. You up there grooving and moving. Putting your hand in the air and you do your little dance.
She backing this nigga down.
You just said some old wild shit. We're not talking about the reasonable listeners and word. It's the actual listeners leading to the meaning. No!
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Oh, hell no!
Shut up! Stop dancing around this. Stop being J. Cole, Gottlieb. Why do you keep ignoring this line right here? Why did you not put the tailor-made song in here right now?
Mr. Gottlieb, because, Your Honor, you would have to consider, as Mr. Ransom says,
you don't slice out a single line or a single statement from a song in order to
ascertain its meaning. Duh.
You consider the entire song and the entire lyrics in context. Judge comes back and says, but I'm asking you about this line in this song. How would I read it?
What the hell did Gottlieb just say? you don't slice out a single line or a single statement. What the hell are we even doing here? If I would have threw my damn water bottle, my damn tissue, and my goddamn plasma at God Alive Beat, because he just said the whole point of the goddamn lawsuit is because of a line off of freaking Not Like Us, and the nerve of you God Alive Beat, the nerve of you God Alive Beat to freaking contradict yourself.
Yo, this is psychological warfare.
And this whole lawsuit propaganda to talk about that the judge can't take out a particular fucking line in a goddamn song that may devalue your argument because you got a particular fucking certified level boy, certified. What?
You said I can't draw inferences from these song lyrics. I can just consider their existence. But do I have to draw an inference? He says, yes, you. She comes back, cut him off again.
The words, the court. The words are the words, says the judge. Talk about them like in Young Girls. How else would I read that? Oh! The cooking continues.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Pan-seared.
The cooking, the flambeing, the grilling continues.
Gottlieb comes back. Your Honor, I don't understand what legal relevance that has to the question of how a reasonable audience member would have understood the lyrics and Not Like Us. Before you even get to talking about the lyrics in his prior song, you would have to come to the conclusion that your average listener to Not Like Us came into the song with that lyric in mind, had heard that song, had been exposed to it, had understood the lyrics in the same way that Your Honor is reading them. And there's simply no basis on which to make that determination at the pleading stage in this case. They may come forward with evidence. Judge comes back in. Let me pause you there.
They may come forward with evidence. The court, shut up. Let me talk. Let me have you pause right there, says the court. I understand that a lot of these cases arise in a very traditional context of a newspaper article or an op-ed or a single communication. But here, I feel like Denzel is saying this, but here, we have songs that are in communication with each other, a dialogue with one another.
The whole lawsuit is over lines in the song. But the nerve of God Alive Beat.
One artist releases a song, a few hours later, another song is released that responds to that song and back and forth. That is the context in which these lyrics arise. So to take Not Like Us as the specific example and just isolate it, isn't that taking it out of the broader context in which it existed?
It would almost be like taking a single paragraph out of an op-ed and not looking at the headlines and the remainder of the article. But you can't look at Not Like Us in isolation.
It's a response to what came before it. Oh my God. It is a response to what came before it.
It's a response to what's come before. This is the judge telling him. We cannot take Not Like Us on its own. We have to look at the entire context in which this song plays a role.
The pedal to the metal, it stems from Tailor Made. And not only that, you've been called this beforehand previously with other artists calling you your pedal to the metal. The only thing that bothers you is the fact that Not Like Us is ubiquitous. If Meet the Grams was ubiquitous, that would have bothered you more than Not Like Us, but it wasn't. It wasn't ubiquitous as Not Like Us, so it bothers you that you feel like your ratings are down, your money is down, your value is down, your number one spots are down. So you feel like, damn, this is all happening because Not Like Us was so ubiquitous, and they call me a pedal to the metal all over the place, left, down, right, up, including in my own hometown, including at New Ho King. So why would I only? So you want me to just only pick from Not Like Us, even though Tailor Made incited the beef, inherited the beef?
Gottlieb is reeling. He says, so your honor, we're not advocating for the court to not consider the context that this song was the penultimate track in the rap battle. That's not our argument. Our argument is this song in particular, both in the rap battle and in the history of music, is different.
Holy shit. This song is different. It is what it is. It's just a dope song. But is it different than a diss track? Any other diss track? Like I said in other diss tracks, bro, like, that's why, you fat mother, get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
It is different in ubiquity it achieved. So its audience was different. It was different in the fact that it was immediately understood in the allegations of our complaint to contain a precise factual allegation and a single factual allegation, the false allegation that Drake is a PDF. We allege, cut off again.
We allege. The court, let me cut you off. Let me stop you right there. At the time Kendrick Lamar released this song, there was no ubiquity.
And there was obviously, he's not a fortune teller. Oh!
He wasn't going to understand that at the moment that he released this song, it was going to have 8 to 9 billion streams.
And he would be singing it at the Super Bowl. God damn. Come on, Vargas. She said, how the fuck would he know he was going to get 8, 9 billion streams off this song?
Kendrick Lamar probably knew, but you trying to make it seem like Kendrick Lamar knew that Not Like Us was going to just go crazy like that.
He was releasing it as a part of his back and forth that occurred over the matter of days. And it isn't that the context, isn't that the context in which I need to understand that assertions made? Not 6 months later that millions and billions of people have now listened to it and they may not have that understanding. But at the time the statement was made, it was in direct response.
And let me give you a hypothetical. If two people are arguing on the street and throwing insults back and forth, and then later one of them says, okay, that particular statement was slander, you defamed me.
I'd have to know what the interchange between those two individuals were that were throwing insults to understand the full context in which whatever statement was made. Isn't that comparable here?
So they're saying context matters. If two people are insulting each other and saying things that could be defamatory or ruin people's character, what if Kendrick, there might have been some brands that might think that if he's a woman beating a person and his kids aren't his and he's lying about that, especially the woman beating thing, you think that's not defamation, Drake?
Someone insults, the other person responds with further insults. The other person responds with other insults. How can I just take one of these songs in isolation and apply a completely different standard to it? Because 3 months later, billions of people have now listened to it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Cooking.
Deep fried your ass.
Your client also in the course of this rap battle leveled accusations against Mr. Lamar as well. That he's not the biological father of his children. That he beats his girlfriend. Are those facts or opinion? Mr. Gottlieb, are those, I'm sorry, Your Honor, the court, are they fact or opinion, those lyrics?
When you just insinuate he's beating Whitney, that's not defamation, though. Because there's a lot of brands and deals and stuff he could potentially lose because that, if they think that. So you slander this man all up and down. And then you ask him to call you that, and he calls you that. And then now it's, bro, you are a Karen. You'll never be cool again.
You know what? God Live being Drake is making sure that Not Like Us will always stay relevant because of this lawsuit. Y'all keep on putting this in your documents, and y'all keep on calling the national anthem. And people are probably reading this like, yo, what? The national anthem? And it's like, oh, well, now we're going to keep on listening to Not Like Us even more now because y'all making such a big deal out of this. Like I said, Meet the Grams is worse than Not Like Us. If Not Like Us did not go further than the rap battle, Drake would not be suing right now. The fact that it went to, anthem levels, it went to being further than the subgenre, as they say, this is where Drake is like, no, okay, this is kind of ruining my image because it went bigger than the actual rap battle.
So there's nothing else to say here. Shouts out to everybody that's out there that stayed watching all the way to the end. Champagne sloppy, you in the grease. Woo! What did I miss?